lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to do a foundation review for you guys. I have been waiting to do this foundation review for a while. I actually bought this product about 2 months ago when it first came out. I can't remember now. It came out a little while ago, but I didn't get around to doing it with COVID happening and a bunch of other things, and I needed to review some of the latest products that released after that. But anyway, I'm finally getting around to doing it. This is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation. This is supposed to give you a soft focus, radiant look, and it retails for $150, one of the very expensive foundations out there. I have actually not used this. I wanted to try this on camera with you guys. As you can see, it's still in the box. This comes in 40 shades, which I think is a very good shade range. So let me show you guys what it looks like, take it out of the box. So this is what the component looks like. It is a very beautiful, pretty component. So it comes in this glass. It's actually glass, which I like. And some people don't like glass because they don't want it to break, but you know, I mean, I'm not gonna travel with this. So it comes in this packaging where two of the sides black, and then you can see the color, foundation color through the other sides. So, and it has this very cool magnetic closure, as you can see. It's a magnetic closure. It's very fancy. Well, it's Tom Ford. But anyway, I'm going to find out if this is worth the price tag. So from what I hear, the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Foundation SPF 45 is supposed to be a dupe for this. Well, Estee Lauder owns Tom Ford, so it just makes sense if it is a dupe for them to have a similar sort of consistency and finish to them. And that Estee Lauder foundation is more than half the price of this foundation. So I think it's like 1/3 of the price of this. I think that one is only $45. But yeah, I mean, if it's a dupe, I do have the Estee Lauder one as well. I actually did a review for that. I will link it up here. So I'm about to find out if they are dupes and how this performs. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with priming my face with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I just got a haircut, you guys. I think it's been, I can't remember the last time I got a haircut. It has at least been 6 months since I last had my haircut. I think I had gotten a haircut just before the whole COVID thing happened last year. And then like before the holidays. And then COVID happened, and then of course, you know, I couldn't go out. And of course, you know, the salon had, you know, taken all the safety precautions and everybody had to wear a mask. I'm going to kind of fill in my pores with this Tarte pore filling primer, just on my T-zone on my nose, and just where my pores are a little larger, right here, just on my cheek area. Now I'm going to prime underneath my eyes with this Becca anti-fatigue primer, eye primer. So, oh, that feels nice and cooling under the eyes. So now I'm going to go in with the star of the show. I can't wait. Oh, I just love this magnetic lid. I think I'm gonna try putting this on with a brush first, and then I might pat it in with a beauty blender. So let me put like 1 pump, maybe 2 pumps. And so this is the consistency. So I have it in the shade 6.5 Sable. I don't know if I did a good job shade matching. It looks like it. You know, it's kind of hard to shade match online. I ordered this on Selfridges.com from you know, in England. So, you know, it's not like I can be there to shade match. I ordered this right as COVID was happening, or right after, online, so I couldn't actually go into the store. I remember right before COVID happened with this, I heard the news that this foundation was coming out, and I really wanted to go get it from Nordstrom, and I did go, and at that time they hadn't gotten it still. The Nordstrom store hadn't gotten it yet. I wanted to try it in the store and find out what it's like first before I, you know, bought it, but I didn't get to do that. I had to blind order it on Selfridges pretty much. I'm going in with another pump. Those 2 pumps were almost enough that I initially took, but I took one more pump just to go down my neck. Right off the bat, I can tell you that this is not as radiant as the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation that's supposed to be a dupe for this. I can see the similarities. They're about along the same lines like of radiant foundations, but this one is not as radiant or as hydrating as the Estee Lauder one feels on the skin. I can tell you that right off the bat. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer, my favorite. I just can't seem to move away from this concealer, you guys. I have a drawer full of concealers that I need to use more, but ever since I discovered this, it's really hard to pick up anything else. So now I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender to pat that in, and then I'm going to kind of go all over my face with the damp Beauty Blender to make sure that's all blended well. So now I'm gonna go in with the damp Beauty Blender and sort of go all over my face and make sure the foundation is well blended, and with the concealer. So I wanted to bring you guys in closer and show the finish of the foundation before I put any powder on. It is a radiant foundation, but it's not as radiant as I was expecting it to be. It's not a matte finish by any means, but it's also not a dewy foundation. I wouldn't call it a dewy one. I would call it a slightly radiant foundation. However, it feels a lot less hydrating and more dry than the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation. Now that one is really dewy. This one is a little thicker also in consistency, not as runny as the Estee Lauder one. So yeah, I mean, they are not exact dupes, but they are both in the same family of foundations, I suppose, if that makes sense. Yeah, but definitely not dupes. And I feel like, I'm not sure, I'd have to put the Estee Lauder on one half and this on the other half to really tell the difference, but I do believe this has more coverage than the Estee Lauder one as well. So I like the finish of the foundation. It's just the right amount of radiance. It's not too dewy. It's not matte. It's kind of like a satin kind of finish. And I like the coverage. It covered most of my, you know, acne scarring and stuff like that, and you know, any hyperpigmentation on the face. So yeah, I mean, I do love the finish, but it's definitely not exactly like the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation, which is my ride or die foundation at the moment. But this one is very, very good. I love the coverage especially, and the finish of this foundation. Just not as hydrating as the Estee Lauder foundation. I didn't used to like dewy foundation until I discovered the Estee Lauder one. But this right here would usually be right up my alley. But now I'm like starting to like the hydrating foundations a little bit more now. My ride or die favorite powder to set my under eyes. I just really like how it sets under my eyes. It's kind of like a yellow banana kind of powder. This also comes in like a pink version, which would be also good for like darkness under the eyes. Just realized that I forgot to color correct under my eyes, but that's okay. Look at the way it blurs out under the eyes. I mean, I had some major darkness under there. I'm back. I finished my eye look. I just wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the Tom Ford foundation. I really like it, and it really did well on my skin. It lasted a really long time, and it really stayed well on my face, and it didn't crease, it didn't settle into my fine lines. It got a little dewier a little bit later, but not oily or greasy or anything like that, just a little dewy. This is just what's shining right now on my face, is just the highlight that I put on. The description on the Tom Ford website says, radiant, nourishing, medium to full coverage. Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation, SPF 50 PA+++++. Merges 3-dimensional radiance with 3-dimensional skincare. The medium to full coverage foundation features a blend of advanced elastomers and light diffusing powders to create the perfect radiant surface to reflect soft light. Designed to create the appearance of flawless skin, it also nourishes the skin with breathable protection, infused with hyaluronic acid that helps to moisturize the skin for a plump, dewy look. A trio of natural oils and anti-inflammatory non-fruit extract nourish and calm the skin, while SPF 50 PA++++ helps to protect from the harmful effects of the sun. Okay, so I agree with that actually. So it is medium to full coverage, and it has a radiant finish. The foundation not only has SPF 50, but it's actually SPF PA++++. That is the highest level of sun protection. But again, I'm not sure how effective sunscreen is in a foundation, because you can't renew it, you can't refresh it. For sunscreen to be effective, you have to keep reapplying it every like an hour, every 2 hours. But again, with the foundation you can, but you can feel good knowing that your foundation has SPF if you're wearing sunscreen underneath, and then you can maybe use a sunscreen setting spray every 2 hours to refresh your sunscreen. So it is a breathable foundation, just like the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Foundation, which Estee Lauder owns Tom Ford. So they're both very breathable, lightweight, skin-like finish foundation. So I do agree with all those claims. I really like the finish of this foundation. I think it just gives a good amount of coverage. I would say it's almost full coverage. And yeah, it is not an exact dupe for the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Foundation, but it's a close match. I would say this one is a little bit thicker, fuller coverage with less dewiness or less hydration, a little bit less. This is not as hydrating as the Estee Lauder one, and this lasts about the same amount of time as the Estee Lauder one, but this is a very good foundation. Is it worth $150? I'm not sure. If you guys want to buy this a little cheaper, I would suggest that you go on Selfridges website from the store in UK. Go on Selfridges. You have to, I think, pay a $30 membership fee for a whole year, but then you can get free shipping to the US. That's what I do with products like this. A lot of the luxury products I find is a little bit cheaper on Selfridges. In the US, they sell it a little bit more expensive. So this is, I got this on Selfridges. I think it came to like $110 on Selfridges instead of $150. So it made it a little less painful for me. I think the $45 Estee Lauder foundation is a bigger bang for your buck, and it has a very similar type of finish. Again, a little dewier, a little bit more hydrating, but about the same kind of coverage. Maybe this one is a little bit more because this one is a little thicker. This foundation has an SPF of 50. So it is, I'm not sure how effective SPF in a foundation, but it does make me feel a little better. You have to, I would wear SPF first on my face after moisturizer, and then wear this foundation during the summertime. This is a really good foundation for spring, summertime. You can wear this in winter as well, but I think this would be really good for the summertime. And with SPF being 50, definitely. You can wear this without setting your face, but I always do set my face. I don't think you necessarily need to set your face with this foundation. But anyway, I really like this foundation. I recommend it. I just don't think it's unusual or miraculous for it to be $110, $150. That is the only thing, the only negative thing I have to say about that. I will continue to use it. I'm not sure if I would want to spend $150 again. I might just, stick with my Estee Lauder one. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I will see you in my next video.